Hello, we're back, and we're playing this game that's hopefully...
Never played this.
It's just Dynasty Warriors.
Which I've never played.
Okay, and we picked this because, God, it's so hard to talk and play video games at the same time. I don't know how people can do it with... We were just playing Resident Evil 5. I don't know if that's going to go up, but if it does, what?
Yeah, we were trying to hold a conversation.
I didn't even hear Jake.
Yeah.
My ears were closed.
And I just kept repeating myself, frankly.
Yeah, we just kept saying the same thing over and over. It was horrible.
We just kept saying BOGWATER BOYS just over and over and over.
Can I wonder if I can just... Can I do this without... Yes, I can. Okay, I'm just going to start a new save.
Yeah, that's fine.
New.
This is charming.
It is cute. It is cute.
What are the little blue slime guys called?
Slimes. I'm going to play as the girl because I don't like the boy. Oh, I forgot. It comes out of the... God, that scared me.
That is a little
It comes out of the
spooky.
controller, and I'm going to... Sorry, just real quick. No. None. Zero.
That's such a weird gimmick. But like, what if we put a shitty cell phone speaker in the controller so like when your sword breaks or something, you can hear it? Oh, Philly cheesesteak on Instagram.
Yeah, what's up?
There's a place called Chartreuse Caboose Philly cheesesteaks here in KC, I guess.
Okay.
Maybe that's like a chain? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into that later. I love a good Philly cheesesteak. Okay, but what I wanted to ask you was, and we can retroactively, because we're just gonna assume 5's not gonna go up, but if it does, that's fine. I just want to know from you, like, let's cut to the core. What do you think, like, the main overarching, like, what are the BOGWATER Boys trying to do?
It's only one player.
That's all right.
Okay, hang on, let me... Stop.
So
I'm
this
sorry,
is-
can you repeat your question?
What are the BOGWATER Boys ultimately trying to accomplish?
I think the BOGWATER Boys want to get their restaurant in the minds of as many people as possible. I was going to say on the map, but that seems too... Like, we're already on the map.
Right. They want to dominate. They want to be the only restaurant.
Right.
And they also, I feel like the oldest, strongest alligator that's also a ghost is constantly trying to steal their secret recipe.
Yeah.
So they're trying to get allowed back into the Catholic Church so that they can exorcise his spirit from the big crashed airplane that's in the tree.
Yeah. Oh, he's a good one.
So the BOGWATER Boys... The BOGWATER Boys are BOGWATER brothers.
Oh, hang on one second. You can keep talking, sorry.
I'm just trying to... Are these boys brothers by blood? Or were they two babies that were abandoned on separate sides of the swamp, that crawled through the swamp and somehow didn't get eaten by gators, and found each other, and were then, of course, picked up by Uncle Bogwater, the Uncle Bogwater Sr., who's now a ghost that gives him advice.
Right.
That's in like a busted up magic 8-ball they carry around, and he hates it. BOGWATER Boys is what the sheriff always says, because I think there's also a sheriff character that he just a recurring theme I think of the BOGWATER Boys is that everybody just they just hate him. They just hate these two chowderheads.
Yeah.
You know? So the sheriff's always trying to go into the swamp and get these BOGWATER Boys, but every time he does it, he swallows a little bit more swamp water and becomes more like them.
I noticed you called it swamp water. Did you mean to say bog water?
I meant to say bog water. I don't want to deviate from the canon there.
Okay.
Because that's important. You know, and of course they are very focused on running the restaurant, which is just this horrible, sinking, stilted shack.
Uh-huh.
You know, and they've got these big pots of their chili going.
Constantly going.
You know, and like, because they're in Disney World, they get like a lot of people brought out to them on fan boats to eat there.
Mm-hmm.
But like, they still always make way too much.
Yeah.
Because what did we just say it was last time? Was it 2 or 3 far overstuffed garbage bags just full of swamp chili every night they have to throw out because they make too much?
And I believe we also decided that since we're on a bog or a swamp, if you will, no trash, no garbage
There's no
garbage trucks.
There's no trash trucks. There's no roads. There's no trash trucks.
So we just have to toss our trash onto the passing trash barges.
Yeah, and they hate us because we're always shooting at them.
Yeah, and also because they're not actually trash barges. They're just like regular boats.
They're just like boats full of people being taken to the restaurant.
Yeah, but, whatever.
Diminishing returns.
Our trash has got to go somewhere.
Our trash has got to go somewhere.
And sometimes it ends up going in the wrong place, such as the bog, which is contributing to our, I'll say it, famous gator problem.
Yeah, it's we said when we opened the restaurant, because we were trying to affect a certain image. We were like, don't leave that door open too long, or a gator might wander in.
And most people laugh and they're like, haha, that's funny, but it's real.
Yeah, if you leave the door open too long, a gator will get in and he will drag a person into the depths of the swamp.
Now, does this happen to most people? No. It could happen to you.
I think, and that's, you should be cautious coming to the restaurant, which is why we have people sign, waivers and NDAs.
So they can't talk about it if it happens to them?
So they can't talk about the experience if they get out and survive it.
Right.
And I think that's where our famous slogan came from. It doesn't happen to most people.
It doesn't happen to most people. That's a good slogan.
Yeah, and I think that's why we get some of our repeat customers, because it doesn't happen to them.
Right.
And they love that. They love that it doesn't happen to them. When it happens to some people, and when people see that happen to another person and it doesn't happen to them, they find it thrilling.
Yeah. It's kind of like that, that could never happen to me, sort of like, vibe we're shooting for. Because it could, and, more likely than not, will happen to you.
I mean, I cannot stress this enough. If you go to the restaurant enough times, it will happen to
you. Yeah, of course, yes.
I haven't worked out the averages on it, but I say any more than 4 visits, I'm shocked if it hasn't happened to you.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You don't die every time, but it's not a good scene.
Yeah, you'll certainly get roughed up, to say the least.
And it doesn't help that we're always incredibly drunk on BOGWATER.
No, and that's one other defining feature, I would say, of the BOGWATER brothers, is their just, I don't want to say reliance, but heavy usage of bog water.
I think it helps us cope with, the death of Uncle Bogwater Sr., who's a ghost we carry around in a cracked up 8-ball, as I mentioned before, and he hates it. Because we loved him, He basically raised us.
Yeah.
And he just wants to move on to the next world, and we won't let him.
We refuse to let this guy leave us.
We refuse to let this guy leave us.
We just love Uncle Bogwater so much.
Yeah, and we're always so drunk.
On Bogwater.
On Bogwater to deal with the grief. That's where some of the problems come in, where we're trying to conduct a business arrangement, and one of us has a big jug with X's written on it, and
that contains what else but bogwater?
Bogwater, and one of us will polish one off, or uncork a full one and take several minutes, prolonged, to finish it, and then smash it over someone's head.
Yeah.
And
would you tell me again what bogwater is made of?
Bogwater is really, it's only, if I was to it's at the most maybe a quarter actual bogwater. Mm-hmm. And then the rest is straight ethyl alcohol.
Yeah. So when we polish off the jugs, it's quite the... People sometimes just come to see that.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
To see how we kind of function afterwards, which is not well, usually, but by that point we've made enough chili to get us through the night,
And that's the thing, by the end of the day, people, they've got their 5 o'clock shadow. We have, by the end of the day, we develop pretty visible jaundice.
Yeah.
And, that my skin does that thing where it curls back from my fingernails and toenails, and I can't stop screaming. But it's part of it, it's part of the what we want to give to our customers is the real swamp experience.
Yeah, of course.
Which is why we conduct everything on airboats, and also because it's the only way we can do it.
Yeah, we have to get there by airboats.
Yeah.
I don't know if you already mentioned this, but once we get there by airboat, we kind of lock them up with chains like they're bikes.
Yeah, we have a bike rack.
Yeah, but for fan boats, and also we are the only people that can use it.
Yeah, no one else is allowed to use it.
People can come, obviously, to our restaurant via fan boat, but they can't use our nice fan boat rack.
They can't use our fan boat rack or our fan boat, which is a fan boat that has the hood from a Trans Am welded to it, because that whips ass.
Yeah, it does.
And I think the other thing, like, you know, because we're running this restaurant, this horrible, rotted, stilted shack that is just being swarmed constantly by chili-addicted alligators that's sinking into the ground. We're trying to manage that, but also we're professional wrestlers.
Yes, and that's one thing that I don't know if we said up top. We are also professional wrestlers, and we're the same.
Yeah, I mean, we're not...
We're still the Bogwater brothers.
Yeah.
And actually our uncle still does feature quite a bit.
Yeah, he's our manager.
He's our manager.
He's a ghost, but he's our manager. And he hates it.
I can't describe to you how much this man just really does not like it.
He's a miserable man. So anyway, but I don't know. We haven't touched on this. I don't think we discussed it earlier. Who's like our rivals? Like we're professional wrestlers,
right?
You know who are we? Who are people paying to see us go up against? Like, they're like, ooh, you got to see that match. They hate each other.
Well, we're in Disney World, right?
Yes, we
Mickey Mouse.
Okay, yeah.
Mickey Mouse hates us, and we hate him.
And also, Mickey Mouse, he has a cousin that's an alligator that's addicted to chili, and he wants to eat us both. And we're scared of him, you know. And then there's that big man with the axe. I hate that man.
Oh yeah, that's a Resident Evil 5 thing.
The big
axe man.
The big hooded figure with an axe who will just at the last second, one of us will have Mickey Mouse pinned, and he'll just run into the ring and just cleave one of our arms off with his big horrible bloodied axe.
Yeah.
And we hate that guy.
I really do hate him.
Have we ever won a match?
No, but I think people really like us still. Mainly for the chili.
Because we go out there and like...
And, you know, the kids really love it. We go out there with a big bowl of chili and we start slopping it into the audience. And it's really hot.
Yeah.
So some people don't like that part of it.
And we try to get it so bowls get passed out to the audience first, but that doesn't always happen.
Yeah, so sometimes we're just kind of slinging like it's the Wild West.
We're just
like
taking these...
Like we're lunch ladies, you know?
These big ladles of chili, and we're just throwing them at people. And sometimes we get it in the ring, and we get in so much trouble for that. We're in incredibly deep debt to the WWE. And
are we wrestlers in the WWE?
I think that's an excellent question. I won't say yes or no, but I will say that we're in incredibly deep debt to the WWE.
I will say watch out for our upcoming debut on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, but that's all I'll say.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to go any further than that.
I agree.
Now, I think another big question to consider is we're running this business, and we're professional wrestlers who are, we're not doing great, but like the crowd loves us, and I think that like that's really what I'm concerned about mostly.
I think that's fair.
You know. And we're trying to get back into the Catholic Church, but so far they're not letting us in.
Sure.
Because of all that stuff we did.
Yeah, right.
So my question to you becomes, like, we're kind of going to outgrow this thing, you know? Like, we're going to get bigger than Disney. We're going to get bigger
than the WWE.
Than the WWE, you know?
But you know what will never get bigger then?
What?
Our restaurant.
That's true.
We'll always have time for that.
See, that's the thing. That's what's most important to us, is we're never going to get so far into the fame and the fortune,
you know, all the bullshit, you know,
the money, the women, you know,
and that's honestly
hand job machines.
Yeah, which we'll have installed by, you know, pretty soon.
I'd like to have one of those in my
quarters.
airboat, in my quarters.
Yeah, and that's really what draws people to our restaurant as opposed to other ones, is that they know that we're all like at heart. We're just a couple of boys making chili.
Yeah.
You know, drunk as shit off bog water, but hey, that's what gives it character.
And we make pretty alright chili. I think that's like what's so wild about it. You know, too.
Yeah.
That's what keeps people coming back.
Yeah, because they can't find that anywhere
It's
else.
the food, yeah. And like, like we'll never let that secret recipe go to that big ghost alligator.
No.
Nor will we let it go to that big army of baboons that also lives in the swamp that also want it.
In fact, those are a couple of the storylines.
Yeah,
in our wrestling shows.
Yeah, and it's really hard because we don't have the budget or anything to get all those baboons or alligators. So we kind of just have to.
We have to kind of lure them from the bog into the ring.
We regularly get fined by the WWE for allowing these wild animals to follow us into the ring to try to get our recipe.
Yes, and now some might say that's dangerous, but the crowd seem to love it.
And nothing happens to most of them.
Well, it's just like a restaurant.
It's really
you probably won't get hurt.
We're taking the experience of the restaurant on the road and to the mat.
Yeah.
And frankly, I think that's what Uncle Bogwater would have wanted.
Yeah.
If he hadn't,
died hating us and
is now trapped in that 8-ball ghost, and he hates it.
He does hate it, and he constantly wails. Is another thing that we haven't mentioned yet. Our restaurants are very loud, not because people are talking, but because of the wailing that is just constantly going on.
There's this ghost of our uncle trapped in this 8-ball, but we also have several other magic pool balls that other ghosts of people we knew are trapped in, and they're all just, they hate it.
They're howling.
They're just
to get out.
They're just howling, breath, like with no pause for breath, 24/7.
And when people ask us about that, of course we're not truthful. We say it is our air conditioner.
Yeah.
Which is, most people don't question after that, but it is kind of funny because we don't actually have an air conditioner.
No.
It's just bog air.
We back up fan boats to the store
and just kind of blow in the swamp air.
Blow in that hot swamp air. And the thing is, if you breathe in that swamp air for more than about 45 minutes, it does permanent damage to your brain.
Yeah.
But
most people don't mind.
Yeah, most people don't mind it, and it doesn't happen to most people.
Again, kind of reiterating that's why that is our slogan.
And we're immune to it.
Yes. We built up a resistance. We drank I know I said this before, but we drank a lot of bog water.
We do, yeah. I mean, bog water. I mean, it's one of the main ingredients of the chili. Which a lot of people don't know, because we don't tell them that. Because if we told them that, what a mess that would be.
That would just be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
This game doesn't look very fun to me.